Welcome. This is Betty Hurley Dasgupta again, and I'm here to talk to you more about Mahara. And this particular tutorial is on creating and publishing journals in Mahara. So I'm at the initial screen, and I wanted to show you this one more time, the portfoliostop.purchase.edu. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my username and password. And in the previous tutorial, you saw how you could change your username if you wanted to. So I hope you did that or were okay with doing that. And here's, I'll put in my password. Okay, and as hopefully you remember from the previous tutorial, the first thing you get is what's called your dashboard, which is certainly an important place to work from in Mahara. And today we're going to explore some other options of Mahara, some very powerful ones that you'll be using in the course quite a bit. First, let me talk a little bit about what's up here in the corner, because this is an important part of this ePortfolio system. We've already discussed the dashboard. The other part is what's called content. And actually in here it's also mentioned the content includes your profile, any files that you may upload, journals, and you can also work on a resume, which we'll not talk much about, but you're welcome to explore that if you wish. Now, whatever you put in your content is available to you, but actually if it stays just in your content, not to anyone else. And that's one thing that the ePortfolio system does to give you the maximum amount of control over your content. So in your content, you'll be putting in your journal entries. You can upload files if you wish. You'll put information in your profile. The only way that other people get to see anything in your content is if you publish it, and this is what Mahara calls the portfolio. So we will be talking about this because we are going to create a journal and then publish it as a portfolio. In the next tutorial, I'll be talking about groups, because as part of this course, you'll also be part of a group. So we will do that in a later tutorial. But why don't I go ahead and click on content, because that's the first thing that we need to do in discussing journaling within Mahara. And note that the first thing it goes to is your profile information. So this already has some information about me, and I actually also put in a little bit of information there that will come up as I publish it. I recommend you do go ahead and do that, because when we go to create our first page, we are going to publish part of the profile. So go ahead and put in a little bit of an introduction. Now, note there is a photo in there of me, and that actually is easily put in through clicking on profile pictures. And you can see this is the photo that I've selected. So you can put in a variety of profile pictures and then choose them as you wish. So this is where you would upload a profile picture. So you would do a typical browse. So if you click on that, it will take you to your computer files, and you can browse them and find a picture. And then you can upload it, and you can give it a name. As you can see, I've given a name, so I know which is which. You can see you don't necessarily have to do a photo of yourself for your profile photo. So that's really your decision. One thing to note is that for the profile photo, the acceptable size is a little smaller than for other images that you may put in your other parts of your portfolio. So if you do get a message that it's too large, you probably will have to go in to whatever you have on your computer to change photo size and do that. So hopefully you'll find a photo that's a good size and be able to upload it and get it in there. And that's what will show up in your as your profile. we'll talk at some point more about files, but really in this course we're actually just going to focus on doing journals. So that's what I'm going to click on right now. And as you can see, you can have multiple journals. And so I have quite a collection of journals here. You probably won't have any initially. So you'll need to click on Create Journal. And you do need to give it a title. So I'm just going to give the title Reflections. You don't have to give it a description if you don't want to, but I'll just say for it plain. And then if you do want to do tagging, you can do that. But unless you're going to be having a lot of journals, you probably don't need to do that. So just go ahead and create the journal. And once it's created, it will be in there. So you can see I've got reflections down here. And then what you'll want to do is to put in at least one entry so that you can see how this works. And you can delete entries if you wish. So we'll go ahead and do an entry. So I'm just going to do a very brief entry here. And two important things to note for each of your entries that you may find helpful. One is that you can do an attachment, and you probably will want to do this with your assignments to your mentor. You're going to be doing those as journal entries, and this is where you would attach your draft rationales or any other assignments that you're submitting as part of this course. If you do want to do it as a draft, you can do that. But keep the allow comments open so that or clicked so that your mentor can add comments to your entry. And go ahead and save it. And now you can see that my reflections now has one entry in here, and then this gives the what I wrote in as my description. So that's fairly easy in terms of doing a journal. So every time you add a journal entry in Mahara, you would go to the journals area, click on new entry, and put in your new entry. And your journals will just keep growing in here, and as you can see, it will tell you how many entries you have. So that's how to enter things into your journal. Now, one very important thing to remember is what I said before. Anything you put in content, you can see, no one else can see. So if you tell your mentor, oh, I've been entering in my journal, and you have only done this part, your mentor cannot see anything that you've done. What you need to do next, and you only have to do this once, this next step, is you do have to publish your journal somewhere. So we're going to go click on Portfolio, and these are what are called pages in Mahara, and they actually are all, individual parts of a portfolio. Again, you won't have that many, but you may or may not add pages as you wish. One thing to keep in mind is that Empire State College is moving to using instead of Angel, something called Moodle for the fall. And connected with that, you are going to get a new Mahara account. Unfortunately, whatever you create in here won't transfer over. So we're not, for this course, encouraging a lot of work in terms of creating pages because they won't move over. But we are using the journaling to give you some experience with journaling, and we are going to have you participate in a group because that would not move over anyhow. So what I want to do is to create a page because I want to be able to publish my journal. So on this portfolio and on pages area, you click on create page. And you get to this area, which is really your area for creating a page. And the first thing it's asking you for is a title and description. So let's call it My Educational Planning, the title. And a brief description. Again, you don't actually have to do anything there. You have choices for a name display. I actually just keep the name there, and then save. It then leads you to a content area to edit the content. And there are a number of things that you can do in here. You can edit the layout. I'll show you that. And actually, we went over this a little bit in terms of your profile page. So it's all very similar. Again, I'm going to choose, for this one, probably equal widths. I usually go for 2 columns, one of those. So that affects the layout. In terms of theme, I'll go with primary school. And then we're going to populate this page with the journal. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is add some of that profile information because it's just a nice thing to have on any of the pages. So if you click on profile and then click on the one with the eye on it and drag it down as we had done before. And I want to, so I'm just going to say about me here as a title. And I'm going to show first name, last name, and introduction. And I'll do my photo and show my email address. And note, see, I can put more text in here if I wish. I'm just going to save that. And you see it pulls up the information from that initial profile page in our content area, which is nice. So that's a good thing to put in any of your pages. The only other thing we're going to do in publishing this page is go to journals. And you see there actually are 4 choices. You can display the entire journal, one journal entry, most recent journal entries, and journal entries with a particular tag. I recommend just doing the entire journal. So, and we'll bring that and take it over here. And you can see that all the journals that I've started are here, and there's the one I want is the reflections one. You probably, as I said, will probably just have the one choice. Note the entries per page. I recommend something like 3. If you put a lot more than that, it does get to be an overly long page. And what happens when you do something like 3 is for more than, if you have more than 3 entries, it puts an arrow in there and people can actually scroll. So that's nice. This has to do with copying. You can do what you want with that. And click save. Okay, so now your journal is published. And so I have the about me, and you can see that the first thing of the journal is there, and the comments. It's available to make comments, which is very nice. There is one final step that's very important that, again, you only will need to do this once. And note, see, now that you've done this and make this page available to your mentor, you won't have to do this setup again. The only thing you'll have to do now is to go to that journal section and keep adding entries. And this will update as you add entries to your journal, which is very nice. But there's one other aspect that we want to do, and that is the share page. And this is also a very important step, because even though you've published, you actually have not identified who can see it, so it still is now only visible by you. If you click on share page, note that it lists the current page, and you can actually do this for other pages, but usually just keep it for the one page. And note there are a lot of options for sharing. You can actually make a page and make it fully public. I did this for a holiday card. So because then I could just give the URL to people, they don't have to have a Mahara account to see what I've done. This also makes it findable on Google, so watch what you make public. You can have it for anyone who logs into Mahara, that they could see your page, or any of your friends. Anyone at Empire State College. You are now in a group, which we'll talk about later. So you can share it with that group if you want. But I'm going to recommend that for your journal, pages of your journal, that you're just going to share with your mentor. So you would click on this to share with users. So you would share with a particular person. Now, you can search all users, search your friends. As long as you friended your mentor, you can leave that in friends. And I'm going to search for Susan Oakes. And there she is. So I just press add there. And note Susan Oakes is now down. So right now, the only person who can see this page is Susan Oakes. If I do want it to be a larger amount, like with all my friends, then I can add friends very easily. Note you can also remove someone from access if you wish, but definitely share your journal page with your mentor so that he or she can see it. And that's it pretty much. Let's go back to the dashboard and now take a look at that page. And you can see it's under latest pages there. And there it is. And it is now shared with Susan Oakes, or if you shared it with your mentor, so that your mentor can now see your work. So I hope you enjoy using the journal for this course. In addition to submitting work, we are also asking you to do some reflections, because it's very important, especially while going through and developing your degree program, for you to be reflecting on different aspects of your learning and your goals. So I hope you enjoy this aspect of the course, and if you have any questions, please ask your mentor. And before we're done, make sure you and I log in. Thank you.